Hello and welcome to AFRICUNIA Television News Updates, bringing you updates from the African scene, the foreign scene and the world of sports. I am Deborah Ezeh. Many thanks for joining me. Now looking into the African scene, a military court in the Democratic Republic of Congo sentenced 51 people to death on Saturday, several in absentia, as well as a 10-year prison term and 2 acquittals in a mass trial over the 2017 killing of 2 UN experts in Kasai, Central Democratic Republic of Congo. U.S. citizen Michael Sharp and Zaida Catalan, a Swedish shilling, disappeared as they probed violence in the Kasai region. However, the verdict leaves many questions unanswered. And moving on, in Burkina Faso, a delegation from the Economic Community of West African States, Ecowas, arrived in Burkina Faso's capital on Saturday morning. The group of military officials is composed of representatives from Benin, Togo, and Ghana, and is led by ECOWAS Peace and Security Commissioner Francis Behanzin of Benin. The envoys evaluated the situation in the country and briefly discussed the Lieutenant Colonel Paul-Henri Sanda Ogodambima, the coup leader. But the regional body is facing increasing popular discontent, especially after the bloc suspended Burkina Faso on Friday. And now we move to West Africa, Nigeria. The gale of attacks by bandits, now classified as terrorists in the northwestern parts of the country, especially Kaduna and Niger states, was sustained all weekend, leaving in trails, bodies, arsons, and displacement of citizens. In southern Kaduna, the epicenter of persistent attacks by suspected Fulani militia, at least 10 persons were killed, while many houses were also set ablaze. Most of those killed were burned in their houses as the people were fast asleep at the time the gunmen struck. And still in Nigeria, the People's Alternative Political Movement has requested information on the 3 trillion naira fuel subsidy demanded by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company (NNPC) for 2022. The demand was contained in a letter to the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, issued by the movement's comrades Jaye Gaskia and Amotoye Olorode. Meanwhile, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has sued President Muhammadu Buhari and 2 others at the Federal High Court, Lagos, for failure to probe allegations that over 3.1 billion naira of public funds are missing from the Finance Ministry. Joined in the suits as respondents are the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami San and Ajia Ahmed. No date has been fixed for the hearing of the suit. And now we head to the foreign scene when North Korea confirmed on Monday it had launched a Hwasong-12 ballistic missile, the same weapon it once threatened to target the U.S. territory of Guam with enveloping fire, sparking fears the nuclear-armed states could resume long-ranging testing. The launch of the intermediate-range ballistic missile was first reported by South Korea and Japanese authorities on Sunday. The United States is concerned North Korea's escalating missile tests could be precursor to resume tests of nuclear weapons and intercontinental ballistic missiles and vowed an unspecified response. And still on the foreign scene, Taiwan's gift of 150,000 doses of its domestically developed Medellin COVID-19 vaccine has arrived in Somalia's breakaway Somaliland region, part of the island's renewed pandemic diplomacy push. Taiwan has donated millions of face masks and other goods around the world in what the government has called the Taiwan is Helping program to show the island is a responsible member of the international community despite being locked out of most global bodies because of China's objection. And in UAE, the United Arab Emirates said on Monday it had intercepted a ballistic missile fired by Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthi movement as the UAE hosted Israel's President Isaac Herzog in his first official visit to the Gulf business and tourism hub. Washington condemned the assault, the third on U.S.-allied UAE within the last 2 weeks, including a deadly strike on the capital, Abu Dhabi, on January 17th. The missile attack marked an escalation of the Yemen war between the Houthis and a Saudi-led coalition that includes the UAE. And in Americas, landslides and flooding from heavy rains in São Paulo state have killed at least 19 people since Friday, including 7 children. According to São Paulo state authorities, 9 other people were injured in the rains and 4 more were missing, while some 500 families were left homeless across the states. São Paulo Governor Deborah flew over the flooded areas on Sunday and said he had authorized $2.79 million of emergency aid for the affected cities. And now on to the sports scene. Senegal set off the threat of giant killers Equatorial Guinea and won 3-1 in their African Cup of Nations quarter-final on Sunday to advance to the final four of the tournament in Cameroon. Famara opened the scoring for Senegal, who then considered a surprise equalizer to Yannick Bouya, only for substitutes Sheikau Kouyaté and Ismail Sarr to come on and restore Senegal's lead and put the result beyond doubt. And finally, Liverpool has signed winger Diaz from Porto for an initial fee of €37 million. The 25-year-old had signed a 5.5-year contract with the Premier League side and will wear the number 23 shirt. The fee for Diaz could rise to as much as €49 million if potential add-ons are triggered during his time at Anfield. And now that's all we can take on News Update today. Do ensure to follow all our social media platforms to stay connected and up to date with our several programs bulletin. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and remember to always leave a comment on the comment section. Once again, I am Deborah Ezeh. Bye for now.